This is in line with the statement that you made even before your survey. On July 28th, you announced you were on board with the idea of an impeachment inquiry. You supported that based on the findings in the Mueller report. There are other things that have happened since the events of the 2016 election. There's emoluments questions surrounding this president. There's private properties being rented by government agencies and by foreign visitors that are owned by the president. But Ukraine seems to be what people have honed in on. Why is that a bridge too far for this Congress when we've had all this other evidence or appearance of wrongdoing out in the open for quite some time?
All of the issues you mentioned are highly concerning. This one issue with Ukraine, with the abuse of power, with seeking personal and political gain, with betraying the country, with knowing that it was wrong, knowing enough to hide the evidence. That is happening right now and threatening our 2020 elections. This is what I would look at as a clear and present danger. All of the other controversies swirling around are concerning and abhorrent in many ways, but they aren't threatening our democracy in quite the same tangible way. And so this is easy to understand. I can tell you that although our president doesn't seem to know that he did anything wrong, everybody in the White House knows they tried to hide the evidence, and everybody in the 8th District knows the difference between right and wrong. So this is an easy to grasp one. That's why it's getting this much attention.
Do you expect impeachment to be the first order of business when you're back in D.C. starting on October 15th?
No, bringing down the cost of prescription drugs is the first order of business, and getting good trade agreement is the other first order of business.
Well, can these two things work in parallel? I mean, can the impeachment inquiry, which is going to take up a lot of news time and suck up a lot of public attention, can that go forward at the same time? We're dealing with things like prescription drugs, or dealing with things like trying to get a better health care plan for Americans?
So I think that's a great question, and I think the answer about whether we can walk, talk, and chew gum at the same time very much depends on what our president decides to do. That if he really wants to deliver for the American people, and he really wants to bring down the cost of prescription drugs, if he wants an infrastructure package, then it's really up to him, because he can tell Mitch McConnell what to bring up for a vote and what not to. And so I think it's just, do you rise to this occasion and say, look, there is an impeachment inquiry going on, but that's not going to stop me from governing, or do you dig your heels in? And that is entirely in his control.